right, welcome back to the show. Senator Mike Lee of Utah, member of the Judiciary Committee, author of the book Saving Nine. Senator Lee, thank you, sir. We appreciate it very much. So with respect to the decision or the partial decision by the Florida judge today, it seems to me, and I don't know anything about law, but it just seemed to me it was some kind of victory for transparency and that the Justice Department did not get its way.
That's exactly right, Larry. In this moment, we're in uncharted territory because normally you don't have a search warrant released prior to indictment, and you certainly don't have the warrant together with the supporting affidavit released. But then again, we left ordinary a long time ago because ordinarily you don't see a former president of the United States or a possible future president of the United States, and Donald Trump is both, being subjected to this kind of raid. And so given that they've taken some unusual steps, it's appropriate that the U.S. magistrate judge take some actions to make sure that we get as close to back to ordinary as possible. And so it makes sense to me that he's given them 1 week. They've got 1 week to propose what material needs to be redacted from the supporting affidavit. After that time, the judge will make his own decision and decide what will be released and what won't.
Senator, you know, just a thought, again, from a non-legal person, but if the Justice Department and the FBI try to redact every bloody thing, which they probably will try to do, that's going to put a lot of pressure on this judge to do the right thing and open it up again, because you have media groups on the left and the right. Like, so it's the Washington Post and the Wall Street Journal are both suing him, you know, for freedom of information. So I think Justice Department, I think Garland's just stepping in it.
I think he's stepping in it in a big way. And I think he stepped in it in a big way last week, first when he did this raid. Secondly, when a couple days later he went on national television and lectured Americans, in particular, lectured anyone who dared to criticize the Department of Justice, BI, for this particular action. He told us that it was nonsense for anyone to suggest that there could be any political motivation playing into this at all. Well, if you're going to do that, you've got to outline why it is that you're right. He didn't do that. Instead, it just came across as lecturing, and that was not helpful.
I mean, one reason I'm dying to see this thing unredacted or whatever, I want to know what the probable cause was for broaching a criminal charge. I mean, is this sufficient expedition for January 6th conspiracy, or is this really about archives? I don't believe it, archives. You know, tell me I'm wrong, but I'll give you the last word, Senator.
Well, yeah, look, Larry, this is exactly the sort of thing that we need to watch out for. Because if all they had was just some technical deviation from the norm with National Archives, I'm sorry, that's not something that justifies the extraordinary breach that we had in this instance. And so people will be watching very, very closely and listening very, very carefully when this material is finally released, and I look forward to its release.
All right, well, I'm going to call this a small victory today for transparency and the public. Anyway, Senator Mike Lee, thank you, sir. It's great to see you, as always.